just those guys just like quiver over to the side because they don't want to have anything to do with a kidney shot from Lomachenko or any type of body shot from Lomachenko. All right, so let me know how you guys are feeling about your teams as training camp begins next week. Also, story coming out with KD. So KD told the Nets that he chose to go to Brooklyn because he loves the way the team plays. That was by general manager Sean Marks. And I think they do play a good style of basketball. But it was just a matter, really at the end of the day, it was a matter of where he was going to go. Because he was going to leave. The story was New York. The story was the New York Knicks. New York did not want to make that deal. So guess what? He went to the other part of New York. And he went to Brooklyn. And it's going to be him and Kyrie. We'll see what that matchup looks like. I think it's going to be a good matchup. You're not going to have KD, obviously, the first part of the season. For the first part of his first season, I don't think he's going to play at all. It's not worth bringing him on the floor. But you get to see Kyrie in a Brooklyn Nets jersey. And KD did what he wanted to do. He wanted to leave and he left. So we talked about DeMar DeRozan possibly, Blake Griffin possibly. The NBA summer it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And I know that it's not over with. So we will potentially have some more trades. It's just a matter of who, what team decides to bite, or what team decides that they want to make a move. But I'm hoping, being selfish, I hope a CP3 trade goes down today or sometime this weekend. I hope it does. All right, and other news around the NBA, there has been, listen to this story, there has been police investigating death threats against Thunder staff after Paul George trade. The Thunder fans do have a right to be upset, especially season ticket holders. If you come to that game and you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Andre Robertson, Steven Adams, Dennis Schroeder, that they're rolling out there, I would be pissed too. Nobody in their right mind wants to see that on the floor. Nobody wants to pay for that. So, I understand they should be upset, but sending death threats, though, that's a little bit much. This is professional sports. It's a game. Now, when your money's involved, if you have money on OKC this upcoming year, I feel sorry for you on that front. But if you got season tickets, I feel sorry for that. Shout out to St. Jones in the building. Like I said, it'll be coming up on the show at 12 Central, 1 Eastern. Yeah, death threats is ridiculous. Like, come on. I understand you're going to be upset, and maybe you do a protest or something. Maybe you do like what the Lakers fans were doing when they were trying to welcome LeBron. But that's crazy. Paul George, and Paul George, okay, if you want to be mad, Thunder fans, you need to be mad at Paul George. Paul George came to the OKC ownership, GM, whatever you want, whoever he came to, and requested a trade. They didn't just trade Paul George because they had nothing else to do. They traded him because he wanted to get out, and as soon as that happened, they knew that they had to go. They had to go the route of rebuilding. But there was another story that came out that OKC was looking at trading Westbrook, I think before the Paul George trade. That's another part of what I've read and heard, is that they were thinking about trading him after that playoff loss, which I don't know how much is truth, but you know, with every story, there's some truth and there's some lie. We'll have my man D. Murph of the Why Not Sports podcast going to be coming up in about 7 minutes. So OKC, that whole area right there, is that whole city has got to be destroyed. And Mochi says starting on the next job. Appreciate you, Mo. Link up with St. Jones. I'll send you his information as long as he's good with that. You guys could probably connect right now. But also, NBA story, another one. Nike files a countersuit against Kawhi Leonard in response to the claw logo. So this is going back and forth now. And Kawhi has a point. Nike also has a point. I think they'll settle whatever it may be. So we'll see what happens with that. If you look at the story and you kind of look at the logos, you can see that they are similar. And I don't know how that works as far as logos and copyright. But when you look at the logo that Kawhi made and you look at the logo with Nike, it does look very, very similar. Now, as I'm looking at it closer, I can see the Nike version, which Nike said they worked with Kawhi on this logo. But the Nike version it's a hand, but it's in the shape of a K and an L, the way they put it together. Kawhi, the way that he made it, your index finger and your middle finger is kind of where the K starts, and then it goes down from there. And then the L is more so between the index finger and the thumb. So, I don't know. But I will say this. Going up against Nike is not very easy to do, and it's not going to be very easy to win. So I don't know if Kawhi is in for this fight for the long run or what, because this is not one of those they'll just let it go. Nike is probably be wanting to drag this out for as long as possible. Kawhi now a member of the Clippers. We all know that now. Him and Paul George. We'll see what comes of their season. I do believe there could be an all-LA Western Conference Finals. So, Marcus Morris, whose agent is Rich Paul, supposedly the rumor is that he has left his agent, Rich Paul, because he backed out of the Spurs deal to join the Knicks. And I mean, I think Rich Paul does a good job. I mean, he's helped make some major deals happen. He's got some major clients. His main one, LeBron James. Also, he's got AD, Anthony Davis. But Marcus Morris is not a superstar. So I don't know the whole situation, but I think Rich Paul would want to work best with Marcus Morris. What will work best for him? But it seems like Marcus Morris is moving on. Which, that's the great thing about having an agent. The agent pretty much works for you, so you can decide to move on if you want. I'm not completely against that. I mean, that's the decision that he made. I think Rich Paul has his hands pretty deep into the league. So you maybe could have gotten a better deal maybe after this one. So you never know. You never know. But I think Marcus Morris is a good player. And I think he's good. You can have him starting or coming off the bench. Will give you that defense. Give you that mid-range game. Today is Major League Baseball Hall of Fame weekend. The induction ceremony will be taking place at 1:30 Eastern. I believe that's tomorrow. But the Hall of Fame class, you have Mariano Rivera, Roy Halladay, Edgar Martinez, Mike Mussina, Harold Baines, and Lee Smith. those are the guys going into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Mariano Rivera obviously is a first ballot, no doubter. Roy Halladay had some really good years, and this is after his death that he's going in. Edgar Martinez, I remember this guy growing up as an A's fan, as a / Giants fan for the Bay Area teams, and he would torch us. I remember his batting stance. I remember him getting base hits in playoff games, and just making me upset. So, very interesting there with Edgar Martinez. And I remember him, like I said, numerous battles back and forth. Mike Mussina's definitely a first ballot. And with him, I have his rookie card, actually. I don't know how this baseball card things works, but hopefully these will be worth some money one day. I don't know if I need to put it on eBay or try to sell them to somebody. I don't know, but hopefully these cards will be worth something. Harold Baines definitely deserves it. Lee Smith, premier closer. I remember all these guys. Mike Mussina, grew up watching these guys. Also, we have the Major League Baseball trade deadline going to be coming up at the end of the month. Shout out to Big L in the building. Thank you for tuning in. We have so many guys on the trading block. So many guys. Madison Bumgarner possibly getting traded to the A's, going across the bay. We'll see if anything happens with that. We got our next guest on the line. My man D. Murph in the building. How's it going?
I'm doing good, bro. Happy Saturday.
Definitely. Saturday off at that. You got to celebrate those Saturdays off.
Man, that's real, man. Just enjoying this weather, man. Well, yeah. The sun. I won't say the weather, but the sunlight. I won't say the heat. That's
we're here in Texas. Everybody listening, D. Murph's in Houston. I'm in Dallas, and it's hot. We can be staying inside, or else we go to the pool or to the splash pad or something like that.
That's real. That's real. Getting that natural vitamin D.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. So we got D. Murph on the line. He is the host of Why Not Sports. Got into the podcasting game in 2016, just like I did. He reached out. We hadn't collaborated before, and we were like, man, we gotta do something, man. We've been doing this for years, but I wanted to kind of rewind back and tell me how you got started. What was kind of that thing that got you started into podcasting?
Well, man, first of all, thank you for having me on. And I think for me, I've always, just kind of my background, former athlete, very outspoken, very passionate about what I do. And being in the real world, I knew there wasn't really a place for my voice. So for me, it was kind of like, won't I just create my own platform or my own opportunity? And I was trying to think, well, not really think, I was just like, I got to do it with sports, but how am I going to go about it? So one of my employers, or an employer that I was working at the time, it was just one of the moments, man, where I was like, I gave out a dope idea. I said, hey, this would not only benefit you and your position, but also you'll be able to, kind of use it and, just benefit the company as well as yourself. So when it came down to it, the person, I guess the higher uppers, was like, this is great. It's a great idea. And my name never got mentioned. So I was like, so that's how it's going to be? I said, from moving on, I'm about to use my ideas for my brand. I don't know how I'm going to get started, but I'm going to combine what I, love, my first love, with sports, and me being, in multi-unit management or senior level management for over